Okay, are you ready for this one? Let's get started. Here I'm busy cutting and removing the skin of my pumpkin. I've got about 750 grams of pumpkin. I bought a whole pumpkin, so this week you're going to see a lot of pumpkin recipes. Then I'm just going to boil it in water. So once I'm done here, I'm just going to throw it in boiling water until cooked. And then while it cooks, I'm going to get started with my choux pastry. So I'm gonna get water, salt, sugar and butter together in a pot to heat up. So it's 120 ml of water, 20 gram of sugar and 100 gram of butter and just a little bit of salt, just enough salt. Okay, then once this is hot enough, I just throw my flour all at once, as you could see now, and then I stir very quickly so it doesn't stick to the bottom, you see here, and then I take it out of the heat, and then I add one by one my 4 eggs, okay, but one by one, so it's until it's fully incorporated. Then I move on to the next one. So this is my choux pastry. Then once all this is done, we are going to puree the pumpkin. Okay, so just about done now. Let's move on to the pumpkin. Here you go. So I just puree it and I do it on the stove because I wanted to get rid of the water content that's accumulated while cooking. So I just dry it out, and then I'm going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Then I'm going to adjust the seasoning. If it's not salt, if there's not enough salt, then add some salt. And then I just dry it out. I stir all the time so it doesn't stick to the bottom and I don't burn my puree. As you could see maybe here, I added a little bit of maizena to thicken my puree a little bit. So before I mix everything together, so you just need to make sure that they both have the same temperature. Okay, you don't want your pumpkin puree to cook the eggs of the choux pastry. Okay, so you just incorporate little by little until everything is fully incorporated. The maizena in the puree will help keep a thick consistency, otherwise it will be too liquid and it won't come together nicely when you put them in your oil. Okay. So that's that. Once it's done, you see it's a little bit thicker. Once that's done, I just put it in a piping bag, and then I put everything in the piping bag, and oil should be 180 degrees. You'll see at some point if your oil gets too hot, then just turn it down, and then I pop it in. I'm not the queen of piping, as you can see, but it went quickly. It just seems that it's going to take forever considering the amount of dough I have, but actually it went quite quickly. So it's about 2 minutes on each side. Once it's golden like that, turn it around. You see I use a slotted spoon, and then when they are ready, I just put them, I just take them out. Very simple, very easy. And that is that. That's it here. I'm almost done. I think this is the last batch. We eat ours just like that with salt over, but you can, if you like sweet, you can also make a glaze with icing sugar and cinnamon. It goes very well together because the pumpkin is eaten sweet or savory, and we like our version savory. Enjoy!